this is disaster in the making here. You're going to have to do something when it comes down to this play. Incomplete, and the game is over. 9 yards for the win. Good snap. Good hold. Good kick. And he's blocked. Oh, my goodness. The Packers block it, and they're going to win. But here comes the Hail Mary with the game on the line. And the ball is caught. Caught. It's a miracle. It's Noah Brown. Oh, my goodness.
Each year, across the United States, millions upon millions of Bears fans constantly feel depressed, angry, unsatisfied, disappointed with the Bears. Please know that you are not alone. My wish is that every Bears fan gets counseling and therapy after a hard loss. So here comes Ryan Angrist. Ryan Angrist is a senior at New Trier. He reached out to me a few days ago after the loss to the Lions. So this was a tough one. This was a tough loss. How did you feel? What did you do after the loss? Because we met with Ian Flatt, a fellow senior, a few weeks ago after the Packers loss, and he said that after the game
I went downstairs, went to the punching bag that I've had for a while, and just punched it, kicked.
So when the clock hit 0, how did you feel? What did you do? How did you recover?
I mean, I don't want to say it's gotten easier every time, because it's never easy to handle a loss when it happens in such ridiculous fashion almost. But it has gotten easier ever since the Hail Mary, which was more of just shock. I didn't even say anything. So starting there with just shock. Then after the Packers loss, it was like, of course it happened. Of course they weren't going to win. Of course they were going to find a way to blow that. And then these last two, it's more of like they haven't even really been in it. You know, you go down 11 with 4 minutes left to the Vikings. You go down 16-0 at halftime. They had no business being in these games, which makes it easier to swallow. But just losing, 6 in a row, you just eventually just get to the point where they're going to find a way.
It was not all bad news, though. Matt Eberflus, Bears head coach, was fired, who is still holding on to that timeout, they say. As he was leaving the facility, he was still holding on to that timeout.
I can't believe they didn't take a timeout. You just assumed they would have taken.
They're looking around like, what just happened?
They had a timeout left.
It was a move that should have probably been done last offseason.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think any head coaching candidates that were hired this year were necessarily better at the time, at least when they were hired. Someone like Dan Quinn or Mike McDonald. I wasn't saying, hey, we should get them over Eberflus, but there were options of people like Ben Johnson, Bobby Slowick that stayed in their job, which I would have rather had. And there are rumors that we might get one of those soon.
Before leaving, Eberflus met with Thomas Brown to give the interim head coach some advice. He emphasized 2 points, how to lose close games and how to lose an NFL locker room. Those were his 2 big points. What advice would you give the interim head coach? First year at the Bears, he just got his duties as OC just a few weeks ago.
I think just do what you can. There's a talented roster, clearly. You've got multiple Pro Bowlers. You've got multiple players on max contracts that have earned such max contracts. You've got the number 1 overall pick. You've got Hall of Famers like Keenan Allen. You've got a lot of talent. Just let them do them and work with what you got.
Caleb Williams, last but not least. And, I did say the reason why we were in the Lions game, the Vikings game, these games close that led to heartbreaking finishes was mainly because of Caleb Williams, his magic in the second half. How do you look at the Detroit loss, among other great performances with Caleb Williams, and how do you really rate his season so far?
Rookie years are hard to, I guess, come across an idea of what you know about him. Someone like last year, someone like Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, who we thought had very opposite rookie seasons, are starting to come around in year 2. But I think he's showing what everyone thought he could show, doing a lot of things that a lot of people thought he could do. And I'm just excited for the future.